Hi, girls. We did it. We did it together.
Yes.
It
took us a while.
We've practiced that a long time.
Yes, we did. Whoops.
Many times. I don't know why that's hard.
For some reason. And then we giggle. And then we can't get started.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we're trying to follow a script, so to speak. We're not good at that.
And we are not good at scripts.
No, sometimes we're not good at just off the cuff either.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So you're always the opener, but this time I'm opening.
You are talking a lot right now.
How did I manage that? I don't know.
You must not. Have you had coffee
today? One. So it's time. I'm ready. Maybe that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Well, okay. This week, we are talking about Elijah, our study, and it's week 3, and we're going to Zarephath.
It takes on a whole new meaning.
Oh man, yes. When she tells you about Zarephath, which,
and at some point in everybody's life, they have been there.
Yes.
At some point.
Yeah.
It's going to look at it a whole lot differently.
Yeah. The title is Zarephath, the season of refining.
Oh, that should give a clue.
A big clue. Yes.
And then she talks about it's an uncomfortable, uncharted place of faith. I don't like being uncomfortable. Do you?
No, I do not. And I do everything I can to get comfortable.
Yep. It might take me a while.
Yeah. But I work on it.
I do too.
A lot
this
sometimes.
Being uncomfortable, I don't like it.
And I think week 1 wasn't too bad. Week 2 was a lot, and this time it's a lot too. But
don't let that keep you from doing it.
No, because it's so good.
It's so good.
It's a needed to be.
Have you ever heard that?
Wake us up, shake us up.
It's so good it hurts.
Yeah. Yes.
It really is. It really is good.
If you want to grow, spiritually in the Lord, we all have to go through things, and they're not easy things.
Nope.
So,
and we have all been there.
Yeah.
You know, Zarephath was she tells you this in the video, is a small village outside the borders of Israel.
Yeah.
It was a Gentile nation, and that's very important to remember as you're doing this study.
Yep.
That God sends Elijah to a Gentile.
And it was, and King Sidon was the king in that area, and his daughter is Jezebel.
Yep, that's important too.
As
this continues, as we continue on this journey.
Yeah, remember that.
Gotta put my glasses on so I can see.
Okay, because I have to do that too.
Yeah.
She
writes,
yes.
We're not going to go through every page, completely through every day, but there are some things that we do want to go through just to kind of entice you to do this study if you have not.
Yes.
But also, it's like Dee and I are having this conversation about it, and it helps me to learn more and to process the information.
Yeah.
And so by us talking about it, maybe it will help you as you're doing it. But she talks about that God often includes seasons of unsettledness where he transfers us out of the comfort and complacency of familiarity and moves us into a new place and position. It is a necessary part of his process. As much as we don't like it, it is necessary.
Yeah. For, like we said, spiritual growth.
Yep.
It just draws us closer and closer to the Lord and to his word, which is truth, so yeah.
She also points out that the meaning, the name Zarephath, is smelting furnace or refining, and that should give you a hint as what we're about to embark on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's also important to be honest. She asks a lot of personal questions, which of course, that's what Bible study is about. I want to encourage you to be honest.
Yeah.
This has not been easy for me.
No, me neither.
But it's been necessary.
Yeah.
So this has been a challenging week.
Very, very, very. So good, though. I like to be challenged. not saying that it's easy, but I like to be challenged. I like new things. I like learning new things. I didn't know Zarephath meant refining, furnace, whatever.
I didn't know it was a Gentile nation.
Yeah, me neither.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah,
that I
there's
haven't known.
just been a lot brought out. And she talks about Zarephath was the furnace into which Elijah was being sent. And she kind of has some words, and it says, select the kind of effect this element usually has on us. And it says consuming, cleansing, clarifying, or all of the above. And I just put all of the above.
Me too.
It really is all of the above.
It is all consuming.
Yes. Yeah.
It does create cleansing.
Yeah. And clarifies.
Yeah.
Clarify. Your eyes are open just a little further. It's an onion. Our life is an onion. All those layers
Peeled back.
peeled back. Yeah. So that was good. And the word uncomfortable comes up a lot in here.
A lot.
Yeah.
She also makes a statement, says we can either refuse to listen, we can doubt his sovereignty, we can fester with bitterness and miss learning the lessons he wants to teach us in this new location, in this new Zarephath. Or we can stay there, lean in, and directly engage this place where he's taken us, despite our discomfort, submitting ourselves to the fire in which we will be refined.
Yeah. We have a choice.
Yep, we have a choice. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Hey. Great minds think alike.
That's right. We have a choice.
Yeah.
It's easier to ignore it.
Oh, it is.
It's much easier.
Yeah.
But the growth and the things that you will learn if you press in and keep going forward.
We want easy in our life. Most people want easy. Make things easy for us. But there are hard things that we have to go through.
Yeah. And then she talks about the widow, you know.
Oh, yes.
The title of day 3 was Anyone But Her.
But her. Anyone.
Like Elijah was saying, God, don't send me there, send me anywhere else.
Yeah.
And the reason being is that Elijah was a Jew, and he was being told by God to go to this woman, this widow, who was a Gentile.
Yes.
And
And you have to remember that they hated each other.
Yep.
And there was a lot there of animosity. There was lots of history there. So for God to tell Elijah to go to Zarephath, and which was Gentile, and then a Gentile widow. Wow.
Widows were not highly thought. Well, I don't say they weren't highly thought of, but as far as socioeconomics, they were at the bottom.
Yes.
Because they had nobody to provide for them.
Right.
Nobody to protect them.
Right.
Nobody to be there for them in any manner. They were basically on their own.
Yes.
And I was telling Dee that I don't think a whole lot has changed.
Right.
You know, for widows, that they don't have anybody to protect them.
Right.
And unless they're working, have a career, they don't have anybody to provide for them.
Right.
So not a whole lot is different in that perspective. I'm not saying it's the same, but there's a lot of similarities.
Yes.
To it today.
Yeah.
And the fact that she was a Gentile. You know, the Bible says that there were many, many widows in Israel. And there were many widows in Zarephath. But God sent him to one particular woman, one particular widow.
Yeah. And as time goes on, I think you will see why. It's very, very interesting. Yeah. Another thing that Priscilla Shire said is Zarephath cuts you down to size.
Boy.
Wow. Get ready.
Well, yeah. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's see. We wanted to talk about the very last. In day 4, she brings up the word impossibility.
Oh, yeah.
Impossibility is where God likes to start. The people who live and work around you, even the ones who only infrequently pass in and out of your life, each of them needs to know that with God, all things are possible.
Yep.
Zarephath strategically brings you face to face with someone else's impossibility, the terminal diagnosis, the unreachable child, the failing marriage, the crippling depression. Hear them and sincerely empathize when they tell you what they see. But don't leave the conversation without inserting what their omniscient, omnipresent, sovereign, promise-keeping God says. If you don't, who will?
Yeah. Who will?
I used to challenge moms, if you don't pray for your child, who's going to?
Yeah, yeah. She also brings out 2 Corinthians 1:4, which I've talked about a lot because it was a life verse. Still is to a certain extent. God has definitely put me through things so that I can talk about this verse. And that verse says, He comforts us in all our affliction. All. He comforts, so that we may be able to comfort those who are in any kind of affliction through the comfort we ourselves received.
How many's all?
All.
All is all.
All is all. Not one, not two.
And that's what he says. He'll comfort in all.
All. And more than likely, you are going to have lots of affliction in your lifetime. It's not a once and done like we talked about in lamenting. It's a lot, but that's how we grow spiritually and grow closer to the Lord. So that verse has particular meaning to me.
And the last day for the week is about prayer.
Yes,
and that is something that's close to both our hearts.
Yes, yes.
We've tried to decide where to start with this, and where to end with it.
Yeah.
But as the Bible goes, there were several miracles that Elijah prayed and asked God for in his relationship with the widow.
Yes.
The flour never ran out, the oil never ran out.
Right.
And then there's this one today about the widow's son who died.
Yeah.
And she went and told Elijah what had happened. And Elijah knew immediately what to do.
Yes. Because
he had been a man of prayer.
Yeah. For a long time.
A long, long time. This was not something he just woke up one day and said, "Oh, we can do this."
Right.
This is something that God's been working on him for many, 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 many years.
Yeah. And first we see, only the first thing we see is his time at Kerith by the brook.
Yes.
How God provided water and food for him. And then we see him at Zarephath. The widow, her oil and flour did not run out and provided food for them. And then
her son died.
Yeah.
And the first thing that Elijah did was he took the boy to his prayer room. He picked the boy up, took him upstairs to his room, closed the door, and began to pray for him. He took him to a place that without a doubt had been bathed in prayer many, for who knows, I don't know how long he lived there, but the whole time he lived there, he, I am sure, prayed in that room many, many times.
Holy ground.
Right. Holy ground.
Holy ground.
And then he cried out to God, the God he had talked to many times for years and years and years.
Yep.
And then he made an unreasonable, an impossible request.
Yep.
That what Elijah was praying for had never happened before.
Right. Right.
This was before Lazarus.
Yes.
This was before the days of Jesus.
Yep.
This had never happened.
Right.
And as far as we know, had never been asked.
Right.
But Elijah asked that God would restore the boy to life, to breathe, to allow him to breathe again. And he asked him 3 times.
3 times.
3 times. And God heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. Amazing.
That was Elijah's Zarephath.
Yeah. He immediately knew what to do, though. That was his second nature. He immediately took the boy from her arms and took the boy to his chambers, holy ground, so that he knew things had happened in prayer in that room. He had proved God over and over. It was second nature. I need to take him to God.
But how many times do we look at prayer as our last? We'll say, oh, well, the only thing I have left to do is pray. I don't know what else to do but pray, when that should be our very first response.
Yes. Yeah.
But we have to keep in mind that Elijah's been on this journey for many years.
Yes. And we're only seeing him at a certain point. We don't know how old he was.
Yes. And we don't know how long he was there in that room.
Right.
But the very last statement of this week's lesson is Mount Carmel's coming.
Yeah.
And that's exciting.
It is.
To know
because we're going to see God
at work. We know the end of the story.
Yes.
So that's another reason it makes it exciting.
Yes.
But we don't know what all took place up to that point.
Right.
We're learning about some of it.
Yes.
So next week should be... What is the title next week?
It is... Oh.
Carmel.
Exposing the counterfeit. Yeah.
So Mount Carmel is coming. So girls, get ready.
Yeah.
And we'll meet you back here next week.
Yes. Week 4. I can't believe that already.
It's halfway through.
Woo, yay.
That's good.
I'm excited for it. Can you tell that we're excited? It is hard, but it's exciting to watch because God's working. Yes. God is working in our lives.
Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
We'll meet back here next week.
All right.
Bye, girls.
Bye.